I had snot on my beard for that last take, so let's start that over. Good morning, welcome to day 3. Plan for today is to, about a mile up the trail here is the turnoff for Mount Rushmore, so I'm going to pop in route Mount Rushmore and see that. I've never seen that before. And then get back to the trail, and I've got about 15 miles to go. At least that's the plan, 15 mile or so today. And that should keep me on track to do the whole trail in about 8 days. So here we go. Made it to the trail junction for Rushmore. I'm gonna head up there and take a look. I think it's less than a mile uphill to get to the park. Pretty sweet. Just taking a little break here. There's like nobody around this morning. There's some people up at the monument, but there's like nobody here at this little snack shack, and pretty sweet view of the presents up there, and having a cinnamon roll and a coffee before I get back on trail. The Mount Rushmore side trip was a success. I'm glad I decided to go do that. It was a pretty neat experience. Not just actually seeing the memorial, but just kind of seeing the scene. It's always interesting as a thru-hiker to go into tourist attractions like that, because it's just so different from life on the trail. And then you turn the corner and there's thousands of people rushing to go buy themselves some ice cream and take a shot of the memorial for their scrapbook or whatever. But it was pretty cool. It was nice to see, and it was good to get a little pick-me-up coffee. Back on the Centennial Trail now, heading north. Just made it out of the Black Elk Wilderness, and now I'm probably about a mile away from Big Pines, which is a trailhead. And then from Big Pines, I start climbing up to the highest point on the Centennial Trail. So that should be a part of today. The goal is still to do like 15 miles or so. After my excursion to Rushmore, I'm probably only actually 5 trail miles into the day, even though I probably hiked like 7.5 or so. So that's the current plan. Take a break at Big Pines and go from there. I am about 10 miles into the day, starting to climb up Similius Peak. It doesn't actually go over the peak. I think it goes over the saddle next to it, but in that general vicinity is the highest point along the Centennial Trail. So hit that, which is cool. Going through a stretch of like, I think 7 miles of no water. So I've got 1.5 liters right now, but that means that I won't be camping until I get through this stretch. So the goal is to keep pushing on towards Sheridan Lake, where there's a campground that has water and a lake that has water, obviously, and camp in that area. It's about 3:30, so I'll probably be pushing on later into the evening today. It is about 5:15. I am taking a break on what I believe to be the highest point along the trail. So I'm right around 44 miles in for the entire trail, and this is the high point right around 5,800 feet. You can kind of see it's mostly forested up here, but I'll try to capture some of the views as I make my way down another 3 miles or so, and I should be at Sheridan Lake. Good evening. Just wrapping up day 3. Made it to Sheridan Lake Campground, which is pretty awesome after a long day. Actually had a picnic table at an established site, and the lake's kind of like back behind me here. First trail magic of the trip too, which is very awesome. Camp host Cindy, thank you. She gave me a Gatorade and like went out of her way to get me all checked in and everything, which was super cool, because as a hiker, when you roll into these places, sometimes like the last thing you want to do is walk 1.5 miles to the check-in station. So that was really nice of her, and I greatly appreciate it. Ended up being kind of exactly what was planned today. Slow going, I would say. It was real hot this morning after leaving Rushmore, but luckily that got me kind of in the mindset of drinking lots of water. So I drank lots of water, and then there was a 7-mile stretch with no water, but I was kind of cameled up and feeling pretty good, and still had a couple liters with me. So overall the day felt good. I feel like I'm easing in a little bit. Like end of the day today, my feet didn't hurt as much, even though I ended up doing like 18 miles or so. So kind of starting to get my trail legs a little bit, but things are feeling pretty good. I'm about to grab some food and get some sleep, because tomorrow, if all goes well, will be even longer than today, more like a 20-miler to get to Whispering Pines Campground for a resupply. We'll see how that goes. There's some kind of talk on the trail right now that the weather is supposed to be pretty brutal tomorrow, so that might slow things down a little bit, but play it by ear, see what comes, and deal with it when it happens. All right, good night. Good morning. Day 4, just leaving Sheridan Lake Campground. I think I'm gonna travel along the lake for the first couple miles. So far for the trip, I've done 47 miles. The plan for today is to kind of see what happens. It's beautiful right now, but the forecast is for severe thunderstorms this afternoon, so kind of play the afternoon by ear. Would be nice to get close or to Whispering Pines, where I have my resupply box tonight, but we'll kind of see how that goes. So I'm walking along this dam. You can see the road here that I'm walking on. This was before the lake was here. Spring Creek was stopped up by CCC back in 1940. And kind of an interesting story. I was just reading on one of the signs that in the bottom of this lake is the remnants of some old, like, a town called Sheridan, and also some old like mining towns. So when they built this dam, it flooded those towns and completely cover them up. It's kind of neat. It's supposed to be a really decent fishing spot too, so next time when I'm doing it cush style car camping, I'll bring a fishing pole or fly rod out here and do a little relaxing. Look at this nice little water source to pull from. Don't mind if I do. Alrighty, just topped off my water, and pretty awesome little source where there's 2 cattle troughs with some fresh water from a spring pouring in. Probably about 7 miles into the day. I'm carrying my water kind of up the hill here. I'm kind of hoping to find a shady spot to take a real break while I filter some water. Looks like as the trail continues, I'm going to be out in the open for a while. It's almost like walking through some balds coming up. So I'm stopping to take advantage of some shade, filter the water that I just picked up, have some 11Zs before I go out into the hot sun up there. No sign, knock on wood, of the forecasted storm, but I'm still expecting to see that at some point this afternoon. Still just cruising along. It's about 2:30. I've done probably around 13 miles for the day. Another 1.5 miles will get me to Rapid Creek, where I'm going to do a little late lunch. Hopefully re-energized to do another 5 or 6 to get to Whispering Pines. So still pretty much on track. Weather's still looking pretty good. It's actually been pretty hot today. Had a coffee at the last break and kind of got me motivated for a couple miles. That's starting to wear off now, I can tell. So another 1.5 miles and I'll do another lunch break and keep on keeping on. Currently on a bit of a reroute, probably about 15 miles or so into the day, right around mile 63 for the trail. And they're doing some blasting along the road, and the trail is above the road. So wisely they put together this reroute. I'm not sure if it's going to be shorter or longer, but I'm actually walking on a paved path right now, which is pretty easy going, but it's about to turn to dirt. So still moving. 5-ish miles to get to Whispering Pines, and what I hope will be a hot shower. First hot shower of the trip. Fingers crossed. Disco ball. Still going. About 20 miles into the day. Still kind of Looking out for these black clouds. Going down this little spur trail to Deer Creek, which is a trailhead, and then my understanding is that about 2/10 of a mile past that is a little campground where I have a resupply box called Whispering Pine. So hopefully that's the case, and hopefully they have showers, because this boy is due. Getting a little resupply going. Just wrapping up day number 4. It's a good one. It was long. I think I did a little bit over 20 miles today. Avoided the storm just about perfectly. Like, it's raining now. You can see I've kind of got this little shelter over me, and I've got my tent set up kind of like 3/4 of it is under the shelter for the most part. So at a picnic table, making myself some dinner. Good day overall. Like, successfully got to where I wanted to get to, you know, stuck to the plan. And I didn't stop because it was during that construction, but I hit the halfway mark like 5 miles back. So more than halfway done with the trail, and looking forward to the next 4 days. This storm that's coming through, I think, is supposed to be just through this evening. So hopefully tomorrow is looking dry. And then I think I'll do another kind of what I've been doing, around 15 miles. A little bit loose planned for the next few days, but if I stick to around 15 miles, I should be good to finish up in 4 days from now. I'm gonna have some dinner and get some sleep and enjoy this little treat I got myself. So cozy. Like I'm car camping every night.